taking the class yourself. She'll be the one taking the class. So you answering the question is like Ojoro. If I can use that word. All right. So anybody else, please just help us out. Generative AI.
Hello, Gwiga, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay, so if I may just put it this way,
Yeah.
generative AI is a branch of AI, artificial intelligence, that focuses on generating content or creating content like text, video, images, and this is done by maybe uh, learning from a data set,
Mm,
and following some patterns to create those uh, content. So
mm.
that's how I would just put it.
You don't only just put it though, Felix. You broke it down. That's very beautiful. Thank you so much. Right. I don't even know where to pick it up from there because you broke it down into details. You see, you talked about few things you talked about is data set, right? First thing you talk about is data set, and other thing you talk about is generating idea based on that data set. And that is everything essentially about generative AI. Now, if I let me pick for an example, human beings, right? We human, how do we how do we know that I want to use things for an example. How do we know that A is for apple, right? Anybody? Or let me just answer that so that I can ask further questions on it. We know that A is for apple because we are being fed when we're still in school, kindergarten, right? Going through prep and all of that, prep school and all of that. We're being fed that A is compulsorily for apple, B is for ball. We are being fed that data. So there was a data that our teacher then they fed to us, right? Telling us that A is for apple, B is for ball, C is for cat, D is for dog. So these are all data. The alphabets are all data, right? But now, let's say, now, like I said, intelligence can be anybody. Felix, you're intelligent, right? Olusegun, you're intelligent. Everyone on the call, you are intelligent, all right? It's because you have the ability to think for yourself. You can make decision on the spot, right? Now, artificial is when you target to the artificial at the end is to target to something that is a non-living thing, a for in this instance a computer. So that's why we say artificial intelligence. But can't we say generative intelligence? Generative I without the A, without the artificial, right? So that is where we have someone, you Felix, you can now generate ideas because you are intelligent. Don't forget. So intelligent. Now we're talking about artificial intelligence here. So we remove the artificial, which is mostly tagged with computer, non-living things. So we remove it because we're living things. We say we are intelligent. We don't attach artificial to it. Now I want to pick generative intelligence. All right. Now when we say generative, don't forget we have a data that we're being fed when we're young. Growing up, they fed us A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. According to what Felix said, those are data, right? Now, today that we're grown up and all of that, we can make decision on ourselves, by ourselves. Now we're intelligent enough to look at the alphabet and join it together to make words. All right, that is we generating words that from that concept. Is that something we get? Do I have to come again? Is that something we get? Like, you know that right now you can generate ideas by yourself. Okay. Do we
Yes,
get that?
yes,
All right.
yes, we do.
Amazing. All right. Thank you. Okay. So that is how generative comes into existence. There's a bunch of data that the AI is being trained on. All right, a lot of data, and that is through a subset of artificial intelligence, machine learning. Right? They train the model that, okay, you particular model using machine learning algorithms and all of that, use it to train the AI system, that the models that for you, this is the data we're being provided with, follow up with prompting, right? In everything, when we talk about AI, you see that prompt is like a prerequisite to even go into any system at all. And you see that in action soon, right? Prompt is a prerequisite for every system. Okay, so let me start by sharing the slide today. All right, so today class is for the AI automation specialist, right? We want to automate systems. That's what we want to do in the class today. We want to find a way to automate every system by building chat application, or we build a chat a search application, right? What is, can someone give me another time for chat application? Those are chatbot
Chatbot.
anyways. Thank you, thank you. Who was that? All right,
Ademola.
thank you. All right, so those are chatbots, right? Why the uh search applications are the ChatGPT that we have now. We have Gemini and a bunch of them out there. All right, so what differentiates chatbot from a search application? That's what I want to talk about today. And also, we experiment with the two. We'll see the difference between that and that. But before we go further, right, or going further, we'll see a lot of applications. Uh, Building AI system, building an autonomous agent, building an AI system, a chat application is much easier now. All right. Is there anybody, Felix, please? I will mean to ask you something. I was meaning to ask you, what is your background to start with? I want to know your background.
Okay,
Like
my
what do you,
background is, you mean
yes?
what I do?
Yeah, what you
You
do,
mean,
yes, yes, yes.
oh, okay, okay. I'm a software engineer, mobile app
All right,
developer.
right. Okay. Right. So what are your stack?
So currently I'm a native Android developer, but
Okay.
also built for cross platform. So I do use Kotlin. Kotlin is
Okay.
the language for that.
You don't use Flutter.
No, I use Kotlin and Jetpack. So with
Okay.
that, I also build cross-platform application, mobile application.
Okay. Between
Yeah.
iOS and other operating system, right?
Yes, even
All right.
desktop.
Desktop applications, yes. All right. Well done. Well done. So I want to, why I asked that question is to really know, because we'll be doing a little bit. Why building AI applications? We have to build an interface for it. So building an interface, getting an interface ready, right? You see a lot of code that you might need to restructure, add and remove that, but that should not be a big deal. Um I don't even expect us in the class to know much. Not that we should not know anything, but we should not like be at the expert level when it comes to application development, right? But as a prerequisite, you have to know what you're doing with when you're being given a line of code or something, right? Olusegun, what do you do for work? Can we know you, please? And I have other people on the call as well. Lucky, if you can unmute your mic, I'd love to hear from you. Olusegun. Anybody? Okay,
Yeah,
let me
good
just
good
ask.
morning.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay. You dropped in something here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 yes. I can hear you.
Oh, oh, okay. My name is Olusegun. So
All right.
basically, my background is IT audits and then hobbies when it comes to coding. So technically,
Okay.
I write code too as an IT auditor.
Yes, yes, definitely. All right. Well done. Welcome on the call. Others too, please. I would love to hear what we do, right? Just drop it in the chat room. Let's connect. All right. Drop it in the chat room. Let's get to know each other. All right. So now you write code. You are familiar with some lines of code. You can, tell what line of code, which one, each line of code is doing at a particular time. But if you cannot, for just people that does not have any IT background, if you cannot tell what a line of code is doing, don't worry, the class is as well for you. It's not like a prerequisite for you to to know. So just, I'm a student of LASU. What is your um course of study? Ebiwene. Right. So like I was saying, right? You being, you know, IT, all of these things and all of that, it's just so that you can really see a line of code and understand what it does. All right. Mathematics, amazing. I did mathematics as well in LASU. That is great. Nice to meet you. All right. So now let's continue, right? I've built so far, with years of work, I've built a lot of system. So I'm going to show you my work so that we can differentiate between which one is this and which one is that, which one is a chat application and which one is a search application. All right. And then we are going to build our home. But before we build our home, I want us to know the prerequisite when it comes to building an AI system application. Right? We don't just you don't go in just because you can build and you start building. There are things you have to put in place. There are governance. As an IT auditor, Olusegun, you should know what I'm talking about right now. See, there are
Yeah.
laws, there are frameworks that governs all of those things. You don't just want to build a system that is biased. That's when we talk about the governance. Okay, the fairness. Is it biracial? Is it like I said biracial, sorry. Is your application focusing on particular race than the other, right? Is it favoring the blacks more than the white? Is it is it favoring the genders? Let's say male over the female. Let's say a question like, what can a woman do in this situation is being put into your application. Is it going to say, no, you're a woman, I cannot answer your question? When a man say, what can a man do in this situation, your application go ahead and answer correctly, right? Is it gender bias and all of these things? So we have to see all of this before we can even start building an AI application. So one thing that we should always have at the back of our mind is we put frameworks first, we put security first, right? When you're building an application, be it a chatbot or AI search application, right? You want to make sure that security are in place. You want to make sure that you have governance in place. There are certain things that governs you from, going above the expected grade. All right. And in this just imagine in your imagination, just imagine that, I mean, we know that Sam Altman is the one that built ChatGPT, right? Is the CEO of ChatGPT. Just imagine that, I mean, he's a white man, right? He stays there in Canada or in the US, I don't know where he is. Just imagine that you in Africa, you're trying to use ChatGPT, and then when you prompt it, it's telling you that nigga, to the Americans now, when you use the word nigger, it's always offensive. The black Americans. So when you want to prompt it, it's not saying nigger, 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 monkey, or calling names and all of that. Imagine how you're going to feel. All right. So those are biased that we want to put in place. And how do we put them in place? How do we put those bridges? How do we govern all of that? Is that we make use of prompting. That is where prompting is essential. That is where you fine tune your model with prompting. That is where you set a guard for your model, right? So let me show you some application. Or before I do that, let's go through the slide, right? Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have to talk about today, right? So in this slide, maybe you'll be given this slide. I believe you will be provided with this slide, right? My moderator on the call, moderator, Adidamola.
Yeah, Mr. Winger, I'm with you.
Oh, okay. All right. They will be provided with this slide, I believe.
Yes, definitely.
All right, great, great. So in this slide, we talked about using Microsoft Azure to train our model, right? So one thing I want you to know is that Microsoft Azure is a paid platform, which in this course of the our teaching, I'll be showing you most application that was developed with Microsoft Azure, right? Chatbot that will develop with Microsoft Azure. And also I will be showing us applications. I'll be showing us a way to develop application with the open source. You see, you want to build an application that you can sell instantly. For me, when I was going into building AI agent, building AI chatbot and all of that, my first focus was how can I sell this thing? Microsoft, the company I work with right now, they have a Microsoft license. So it's a paid license. So I can easily go in there and work my way around using the company's license. All right. And in this case, it is different. Let's say you work in an organization that does not have a Microsoft license, or you want to be a freelance that just sell out these solutions to companies, organizations, and all of that. So how do you do it? Right? So that is why we're here today. I'm not going to teach you what you cannot use going forward. I'm going to show you what is possible, what you can even get your hands on instantly. Right? So that's what we're going to do on the call today. So that's why I said I should give it out there that when you go through the slide, you're going to see everything that is talked about here is on Microsoft Azure, using Microsoft platforms to build autonomous agents. But on the call, we'll be exploring beyond Microsoft Azure. We'll be looking at open source, right? Where you can just build instantly and then get your app running and we're good to go. All right. Okay. So yes, what we're going to master in this course is we learn how to build and integrate. We learn how to learn the techniques of efficiently constructing chat application and seamlessly integrating them into existing system using SDK or APIs, right? Felix, you should know what I'm talking about when I talk about API, right? And I believe
Yeah.
Olusegun as well. All right. I saw Jude on the call. I think I have we've had encounter before. Jude. Yeah, Jude.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Winger.
Hi, good morning, my brother.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you. Have you joined any of my class before?
Yeah, good morning.
All right, amazing.
That was yes.
All right, great. It's nice to have you again on the call. Great.
Thank you.
Yes. All right. So yes, let's go on. Please let me know if I'm too fast because I really want us to understand this and I will be taking it to the ground level. I won't want a situation whereby we have difficulties to understand a particular uh what's it called, a particular topic. And when we go into, building an interface for the system, we'll not even be writing any code. That's the beautiful thing of it. The word is not easy. You don't need to learn HTML and CSS, but note, they are as well prerequisite to understand your line of code. Because when a chat system give you code, how do you tell that, okay, this code is vulnerable to attack? Maybe when you put in your API, imagine you got a job with a company, they ask you that, okay, we want you to build an autonomous agent for us, a chat agent for us, so that we can prompt and put all of our information, this and that. And then after building, when let's say you finish building, you expose your API key on the front end application. You did not safeguard it in any way, right? When we talk safeguarding, you're putting your API key in .env file in an environment you don't push to the what's it called to the GitHub, or you don't make live and all of that. So how do you know that? This is with the help of your knowledge, understanding that, okay, the systems, no, I'm not meant to put this particular application here. I'm meant to put it in this way and in that way. All right. So yeah, and that's one thing. We'll be talking about customizing and fine-tuning what's it called, our model, our AI application. Right? And when we talk about fine-tuning, right, I want to talk about now for ChatGPT as an example. Let's use ChatGPT as an example. You will, believe me when I tell you that ChatGPT can answer anything. ChatGPT is like a let me use the medical line for an example. When you go to the hospital, they will tell you that there is a general doctor. General doctor is someone that has knowledge on every aspect, right? They have knowledge. If you have headache, they have knowledge. Cough, knowledge. Leg pain, knowledge, right? When it even comes to teeth problem, they have knowledge on it, right? They can tell you certain things on it, but they can't go in depth. So that's where we now have specific doctors, where we have the neurosurgeon that deals with brain, the surgeon that deal with brain, that the surgical aspect of it. We have anybody help me? I think it's only neurosurgeon that came to my head as of right now.
I think
Like
Any
there's
other
the
one? There's
dentist, even a
dentist.
doctor.
Thank you. Right? We have the dentist for teeth, right? So
Orthopedic,
what do you say?
orthopedic doctors.
Orthopedic, right?
orthopedic doctors, yes, that's it.
Okay. Okay. So, and we have that too. So now that is where the fine tuning comes in, right? Imagine ChatGPT being a general doctor, but where you can now fine tune a model to do a particular thing, you can now train that particular model, right, to do just one thing. Imagine how smart is it's going to get, right? A general doctor cannot go ahead and treat a patient, like do a surgical uh, experiment on a live patient, because he does not have a comprehensive knowledge on how to do that. But a neurosurgeon can as well do anything with the brain. You can look at the brain, okay, we remove it, we clean it up, we brush it, we use soap, and when he tells you all of this, you believe him that yes, 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 I believe you. So that's where fine tuning comes in. You customize it to your own liking. You build that application to suit you as a person, to suit what you're trying to do, right? And then we're looking at the monitoring and quality assurance. That is when we're using the there are a lot of application we can plug it to do monitoring. And also when you're working with your model, there is a lot of application we can use for monitoring the how great your model is doing and all of that. But that is when we are training a model. On this course, we are not training a model. We are using an already made model to build our own application. But now the application we'll be building will make sure that it only targets particular um, a particular solution. All right. And okay, so in my organization, let me go back to my organization. In my organization, the applications I've built, the application I built for my organization, and maybe some I work with, externally, right? In most cases, I use, as a web developer, as a software engineer, I use Python, I use PHP. Okay, so this line of code I will be seeing, or application I will be showing us at the back end, the front end, all of it might be PHP, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But then you don't need to bother yourself with it, and we'll be generating ads directly from what they call from online soon as well. So you don't need to bother yourself with any of that. All right, we'll be looking at the integration and all of that. Okay. So now we have building generative AI powered chat application. All right. How can we build that? Now you would know that. Now let me tell you something. How many of us know that AI has been in existence for a very long time? Far back as 1990s, not 1990s, in the 19s. Is there anybody that can, you know, collaborate that? Have you done your research to know the origin, like how far back has AI evolution been? Right? You can let's just do an experiment. Go on ChatGPT or Google, any of your search system. Just check it out. Please, somebody should answer that question. Just send it to the chat room or say it out loud. How far back has AI system and what's it called? AI concept been, right? Then look at the evolution of it. Look at how it has been evolving over time. But please do that. Do that. We want to really know the time. We want to know the exact date, right? So, but let me continue. Why someone do that for us? Okay. But one thing I want you to know is that we are now interfacing with AI
1943.
1943. God bless you, sir. Look at how far back that has been in existence. And I can bet it with you that some of us are just getting to know of it in the year 2020, 2021, right? And why is that? It is through the concept of generative AI. So, generative AI brought AI itself into the spotlight. The ChatGPT, for an example, that's like the first one that we really interface with, right? That bettered all other system are now like, okay, we can do something like that. We have Copilot, we have Gemini, we have Cloud Code, we have um, Google Code, and all of that, and a lot of them, right? That is true generative AI. All right, that is what bettered all of these things. Now we have Sora that can do video edition for you just by prompting. Give it your image and then it will do everything for you instantly. There are a lot of applications out there, mind-blowing applications. And this is with the help of generative AI, right? Just imagine what we can still accomplish, what is more out there for us to accomplish. As we go ahead, you see, I mean, the world is evolving. As of year 2024, last year, I believe, when you do AI, when you prompt an AI system to generate video for you, the video will be putting hand in its head. Everything is not even looking nice. Like if you ask AI to be eating, or maybe someone to be eating Indomie, Indomie will be entering the osova. I mean, a lot of misfunction, just redirection and all of that, not properly aligned, and most of it like that. Okay, but when you now in 2025 try and prompt any AI system, you even doubt that. Wait, let me look at it very well. Is this real? I don't think it's real. Consciously you'll be battling yourself. You'll be like, "Ah, really? I don't think this system is really real. I don't think this cannot be human beings. This cannot be. These are AI systems. These are AI applications and all of that." All right. So that is how evolving we're getting. Like, just imagine it's not even up to a year that video editing, generative AI with video editing comes into play. See how advanced it has gotten. Just imagine what it will be in 5 years from now. Imagine where the world is taking us, right? When you want to do deep seek, I said deep seek, deep fake. There's a concept we call deep fake. Deep fake is you using another person's picture to another person's picture. You now make it into a video, another person's facial recognition image to make it into a video, and then that person will be acting, a system will be acting like that. That takes experts. It takes expert level. You have to contact the expert to help you to do that. You pay tons of money to do that. But now deepfake is out there. You can see Elon Musk just saying random things on the call, just saying random things on the video, advertising a product with your prompt. I want Elon Musk to advertise Indomie noodles. And before you have it, Elon Musk is already advertising this noodles is good to eat and all of that. All right. So that is the advancement. That is where we are right now in the world. All right. So just imagine how far we are going to be. So it is best that we get in front of these applications. It is best that we get in front of this system, make better use of them, know how we can earn and advance from all of this system as well. So that is why that's why we have this why we are having this section today. And it is great to have everybody on the call as well. All right. So now let's talk about chatbot and AI powered application. We have the traditional chatbot and then we have AI powered application. All right. So traditional chatbot, what do they do? Right. Often you just when you go on a system, there's a mostly a line of words for you. You cannot even type to search for anything. It's always prompting you that you want to go here, you want to go here, especially the banks. They already have a pre-filled questions that you have to click from, right? And you don't now want to follow those questions, that is when they will ask you that. It's the same system will still ask you that, do you want to talk to live agents or not? That is traditional chat application. But right now, in this our era now, chat applications, AI system does not need chat application, does not need what's it called, intervention of human, a live agent anymore. Right? Before the chatbot, the traditional chatbot need the intervention of live agents. But right now, AI system can think, can give you solutions based on the data that it has been fed with. You even be chatting with, when you ask, okay, now let me expose something, right? I build an AI system, I build an AI chat application for an organization, which after integrating it in the application, they asked me that they notice that people mostly choose the option of live agent. Right? It's directing them to talk to the live agent, and they want to really they've already sacked or maybe, retired their customer care representative just because they have to pay for the chat application I was developing, right? So after developing the chat application, they said people are still clicking on the button of live chat, what's it called? Live agents, without even prompting the chat application itself. So the CEO reached out to me and I was like, okay, all right. So what do we do? He said, can you take out the option of live agent, that they should only chat with the chat system? We took out the option of live agent. That as a result to them not even trying to, talk to the system at all. A lot of people are not using the system. They'll just close it and prefer to call, right? He reached out to me again. So I gave him a roadmap. I listed options for him that we can make use of something. We can tell them that when they click on live agent, we program the application, right? So that it can relate to them as a live agent. It's still the same chat, the AI chat application they are interfacing with. They are not being directed to live agents or anything. But this application, the one they are interfacing with now, is more subtle. Is going to use natural language instead of the AI formatted algorithms and all of that, right? It's not going to use the natural language, telling them that, oh, okay, yeah, please do it like this. Go here, go here. Now, the usage of the AI system skyrocket. They're like, okay, now they have integration of the what's it called? The live agent on the chat application. Now we can use it. You can just go directly click on the live agent, but without the customer knowing that they are still interfacing with the chat application. So now that bridged the gap between traditional chatbot and the AI powered application, right? Removing the need of human effort at all, customer care representative. So in that case, do you think that the AI system I built have taken jobs away from people? What do you think? Anybody?
Yeah,
Because there's
uh,
okay. Go ahead,
yeah,
please.
in a way, we can say yes, but in
Okay.
another way, it might just be an enhancement, sort of, if those people can embrace it and see how they can use it to their advantage.
All
So,
right. Great.
yeah.
All right, great. That beats the controversial question that people ask most of the time. A lot of people ask that question. They're like, "We AI take our job?" Right? So that's where vulnerable jobs are being taken out. Since about I believe that's about 2 months now since I integrated that application with the that feature. We haven't had any complaints. I go onto the application sometimes to keep monitoring to see the usage. The usage is on the next level, right? People trust that they are chatting with a live agent with different names, right? We prompt that AI to give different names. The company is a Nigerian company, right? We make sure that their the names, the languages, and all of that. All right, how you relate to clients, how you say sorry at every turn, how you're being productive, and all of these things. Just the feeling like they are chatting with a live agent. Okay, so now AI has it taken those people job in answer to the controversial question? AI is going to take a lot of people's job, and people will tell you that no, AI will not take your job. AI will enhance your productivity. So now let's say customer representative that works in that organization. Does AI take their job or not? Felix,
Yeah, it has actually taken it.
right?
But to me,
Okay.
I just felt that it's relative, right? Because
All right.
there are limits to these things, when it comes to about customer experience, AI cannot fully take charge of that aspect. So depends on the people involved, how they can, use that to their advantage.
I would have loved to,
Hello.
continue that conversation. Hello, please go ahead. Who is that?
Yeah, this is Hussein Mohammed.
Hi, Hosseini. How you doing today?
Yes, I'm doing good. And to my point of view, I think if the AI is being trained with the models,
Okay.
it will automatically take the job from what?
It will automatically do what?
It will automatically take the job from the one who has been employed to work as a uh, customer relation officer, I think.
Yes, yes. I totally agree with you, right?
Mm.
Because it is a company that have been in existence for over 20 years. So they are all related questions to answer. Every question that and a customer might ask any direction, right? Like you have a 20 years worth of data I have to bracket it. It's over 20 years that the company has been in existence, right? I have to just put a bracket in it. You have over 20 years worth of data, of constant feedback, of content, of constant what's it called? Constant engagement with the client. Because don't mind you, right? We are talking about data here. The data is what you use to train that system. All right. You have 20 years worth of data with loaded tons of data used to train that model. Imagine how perfect and just imagine life. I said life. The jobs that are at stake in that regard. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Now we've know what we want to develop. We've know the application we want to develop. But right now, let's look at the application itself. Right. I'm coming. Give me a minute. All right. Okay. Now let's look at the application. Let's look at what we have. I have so I'm going to load most of this application, but then we have to see the ones that are running. Let me show us the ones that are running as of right now. Okay. Is it? Sorry. All right. So let's look at the one that are running right now. We have DO3. We have HR assistant. Okay, internal. Yes. So these are two that I developed for my own organization, right? And why do I develop this? I use Microsoft Azure for the API keys and all of that. If you look at this picture very well, it looks like the CEO of Transformation College. That's what the CEO of my organization. An excellent man, right? So now when developing this application, what do I have in mind? What was in my mind? So the CEO, my CEO, reached out to me, my boss. He reached out to me. He's like, Olubenga, we want to develop an AI system application that is going to only specifically tell us anything that is relating to a standard or a framework that it has been prompted to, right? So these are the things. The first thing you want to do is to have your plans in place. You really want to have your plan, the reason why you are developing the application, what the application should do. Now, in this case, I'm not trying to build an AI system. I'm not trying to build ChatGPT. I'm not trying to compete. I'm not trying to build an agent that compete with ChatGPT or the Gemini that are out there, right? What I had in mind when building this application is that, okay, you application, I want you to only give me specific thing that I need at specific time, right? Which you can as well easily just go on ChatGPT. Without you building this application, you can as well just click on ChatGPT and then you ask it that question that, okay, for this framework, give me the solution to it. Give me what is related to this solution, this framework, ISO standards, and all of that, right? But in that case, I mean, you're doing a lot of prompting, you're doing a lot of research and all of that. But in our own case, yeah, right? You know, my boss said, let's cut out the whole stress. I want a system that we only understand my own my own input. I need a direct system. So that is where we take from what we said, the relationship between a general doctor and a specialized surgeon, right? A general surgeon, I know everything, I can do everything, than someone that only specialize in being a neurosurgeon, right? That only specialize in the teeth aspect, the dentist, right? You can tell how far and how well they are going to do, right? So that is where this system comes into play. So imagine this being a neurosurgeon now, is specific, more specified. Everything he knows, everything he's going to do is on the AI, it's on the what's it called? Chat application. Okay. So now building this, I have to build an interface for it, connect my API key and all of that with it. And then we have Dr. Orlando, DO3 Orlando's virtual assistants. And then you can see these are my prompt. This is what I said it should use to greet them. So when you look at this application, let's inspect this application, right? So what I did there was click on F12 for inspection. F12 on my keyboard, and if F12 is not working for you, just do the FN, that FN on your keyboard, hold it down and press F12. It is going to do the trick. Right now, inspecting this application, we want to look at what we have. You can see this with just HTML and CSS, right, and a bit of JavaScript in it, right? And now what we are looking for right now is to see if I publicly expose my API key. All right, that's what we're looking for. And let's go ahead to the scripting language. Let's see, do I expose it? Let's see. So we have config.api.php, right? So it's fetching this. It is fetching this, the function directly from a PHP file. It's just reading meanings to it. That's what. Is there anybody confused? So, is there anybody finding difficult to understand what I'm trying to do? We're just only reading meaning to a line of code or a script on the internet. That's what we're trying to do here. Okay. Anybody? We have new people join us. Chukuma Abdulatif. How are we doing? Okay, I don't understand. That's Jason. Jason Rodinachi. Hi, Jason. You will. You will. Currently, we're inspecting an already made application. All right. Okay, let's do something so that to be like I'm showing you my own, a course built application. Let's do something. Let's look at ChatGPT for an example. You can inspect any application on the internet, right? Any application can be inspected on the internet. All you have to do is to click on F12. You see what they use in building the application. So let's see F12. F12. Okay. All right. So this is it. You can see this is where they put their own scripting language. They put it above the body. I put my below, right? And position it. I want it to load faster. Now, do they expose the API key in any form? In any form. Okay, now function try and catch local. Okay, they are storing everything you do on the local devices, and then we have nothing is being exposed here, right? We can even go ahead to the source, but don't worry, all of this is just you don't need to bother yourself with any of this. We're going to look at how we're going to build our own soon. So I just want to point some things out that when you're building your AI system, you don't want to expose them locally. These are very important. Okay. So we have nothing. I mean, you can't expect ChatGPT, a whole organization, to expose their API. We look at API too as well. We see where you can get the API key, because I believe maybe to some people, the API that we're talking about is it's a little bit too much. So we look at it as well, right? Don't worry, you're not in the wrong class, you're in the right class. Everything we talked about will be in detail, right? Right. So yeah, let's go ahead. Now this is like what I was saying, okay? This is mainly for what to call frameworks and standard. Now, it now tell you that please note, I don't answer personal questions or engage in gossip, right? I just added that to, make it fun and good. But yeah, let's prompt it. Let's test it out. I mean, is it really working? That's not the question. That is the question. Is it really working? Let's say IDO3, IDO3. Okay. Hello. How can I help you today? Great. What is, I don't even need to ask it what is. All I need is to put in the framework I need. ISO, I believe so too. ISO 27001. This is one standard. This is one of the standard. Oh, it has reached the usage limits. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. This is going to
Please,
answer our
I'm also
question,
having
but
this on my side.
yeah.
Yeah, I say well, I was trying to also assess it, but it's telling me this agent is currently unavailable.
Oh, okay.
Just that error you got now.
The error I got, right? Okay. So yes, this agent is current. It has reached its usage limit. So one thing you should know, when you're calling API key, you're being given a token, right? You have tokens for every month, depending on your what's it called, on your prompting. When you are getting an what's it called, an external API. Now, in this case, in this application that I worked on, I was getting my external API key. Okay, there is no what is called. This is not from I did not put in any data to train the model in any way at all. I only get a trained model, I get their API key, and I plugged it in. In this case, I used Copilot, which is OpenAI API key for this model. So they are all limitations to API key. I don't know who is using this on the back end. Only when I check the monitoring and activities log, right? That's when I'll see how where they've prompted only in this morning. It is just 12 p.m. right now. And then people have already, maybe, his assistant, they've, worked on it and all of that. So we can tell. But right now we've exceeded the limit. And this is another one that was built with the same application as well, right? We build that with the same, what's it called? Same agent, same API. So I distributed the API key, I used it twice. So this is another system. So there's a possibility that the request came from this AI application, this system itself, right? When you try, let's try and hello, ages, let's try and reach it. Let's see. Definitely it's not going to respond. Uh, all right, hello, we're back. Sorry about that. Are we still here with me?
Yeah, we are here.
All right, great, great, great. So now let's try and prompt this AI system. Let's see what we have. Let's see what we have. Let's see if it's going to Now let's read meaning to this. I am AI. My name is Olubenga, your HR assistant here to Ages, here to help with anything related to the company. Let's see, company policy and much more. Whether you need guidance on specific policy and answers to questions or assistance with various tasks, I am here to smoothen your experience and others, right? So yes, that's how we have it here. So now let's just go ahead. I need uh you don't even need to ask it for the policy, right? Just go ahead and tell it that you want. Okay. So you don't need to ask it for the policy. Just go ahead and tell it what you want. I want to take 5 days off from work. I mean, people in the organization, they know how to chat with the system. They go directly and ask questions relating to what they want. I want to take 5 days off from work. All right, let's see what the agent is going to say. Okay, the same, like I said, we use the same API key to plug into this. So whatever is wrong with that is going to run with that. And they just only set the limitation to the agent. That's it of now OpenAI, when you use Microsoft Azure, it has limitations now. They set that is, I don't know, maybe few months ago, right? So before now, we've practiced with this and look at how this functions and all of that with the backend. Okay, so yeah, we won't be able to show that we have limitations. I can really go further. So let's try and build our own. All right, and also let me show you one that I use with open source. I mean, where would that be if I did not show you the ones that we built with open source? So let me go ahead and show you some. So in this, okay, I think this is it. Let me just rename this to agency. All right, so let me copy this to go to download, look at disk, XAMPP. So like I said, I use PHP for this as well. So that's why I'm using XAMPP. XAMPP is more like a Docker in this sense. Have you ever worked with Docker, like a virtual environment? Hmm? I hope I'm not using big grammar for my people. Guys, are we following? Don't worry, we'll see a live experiment. You all of these things will come
Yeah,
together.
I follow.
Okay, great. All of this will come together. I promise you. You'll see how it all comes together, how it all comes to play. So just with my XAMPP, just in case, later on in the future, you want to go into developing software application, looking at this now might look as a big deal, but then when the time comes, you see that all of these are just it's just a lifestyle. Okay, now let me go admin. Go admin. Right. So I will have here we have localhost. What's the name of our application? Aegis AI, I believe. Sorry, let me check again. Yeah, but it is. Okay, let me go deal with 3. Let me see if it's functioning well. So this is the same application I was developing. Can we still hear me, everyone?
Yes, we
Yeah,
can hear you.
I hear
All
you.
right, great. So when developing this application, we in my organization, right, we came up with a policy that you should. We came up with policies that will guide the usage of AI. You know, the things with AI is that people can just go ahead and put in the company's data on ChatGPT and ask it that they can put the company's contact, you know, our client contact, and say, okay, from this contact, I want you to get me the number of people that failed, the number of people that, you know, passed, and a lot of things like that. Like a lot of things could go wrong, right? But with this AI system now, with this, what I did here, what I'm trying to do here is to build a chat system mainly for the organization. This is DO3 AI. All right. And this is going to replace the usage of ChatGPT in our organization or any AI system at all in the organization. All right. In this case, you can see the interface is more like ChatGPT. So I had to put restriction here so that anybody outside cannot just copy the URL and start prompting the AI system to get informations out of it. Right. So that's why we have the login and all of that here. So I did not connect the database yet. Through on this call, I haven't connected the database. So I have to come here and switch on my SQL, or it will fail. It will fail to run soon. It's failed, right? It's for a reason. We'll look at how we can connect our own directly in the interface and also at the back end soon enough. But yeah, let me go ahead and do something. Come in. Okay. So for our AI system, this particular one, right? So when you prompt it and say Olubenga is your name, so you go ahead. Hello, Olubenga, I'm DO3. How can I help you today? Now, this I'm using an open source model. So let's see if we have. Oh, it is not going to connect. But then let's see. It's not going to connect. Hello. It's not going to connect. Yeah. It's not going to connect because we have to fetch it from open source API key, right? Coming. Um, all right. I don't know why the server is not seeing it. But yeah, let's go ahead. So you can see the possibility, anyways. You can see what is possible, what we'll be developing today, how extensive we can even go ahead in developing all of this AI system application, right? So these are what we have. Okay. So let me do something real quick. Let me go to my. I really want to show us what is possible and what is not. Okay. Um, Let me open an application. Open it directly. Just don't worry about this much. We are going to get into it soon. Okay, we have this. Let me open this as well. Where is the? Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Sorry about that. I was meant to put this inside HT doc. I apologize for that. Let's try and access it again. Let's try and access it again. Yeah, I was meant to put it inside HT doc. Now it work, right? So let's now put in Olubenga. If you look down here, according to the program I set on, what is your name? When you look down here, it is currently guest. It's going to turn to Olubenga, right? So it's going to pick your name and ask you, Olubenga, hi, what do you want me to do for you today? Now let's go ahead. Let's say hello. Let's see if the system is working. So hi, hello. What can I do for you today? This is with the use of open source. All this application, the one we are seeing right now, building an AI system, a chatbot system, this is with the use of open source. We're not paying for any token, unlike unlike the ones I build with the open AI Microsoft on the Microsoft license that we have in the organization. These ones you cannot get, the agent is unavailable, you've reached your limit and all of that, right? This is different, totally different. You can prompt it till whenever you like. It's like you have your own um what's it called? Chat GPT, right? It's like you just have yours, ChatGPT, saved on your phone and in your organization as well. You can build this with um, you can build this for organizations. You can build it for any organization that is requesting for this. And here you have a toggle to switch on. I mean, it's just exactly what you have with ChatGPT, is it not? My people, is it something different? Are we doing something differently?
But the difference now, will it be will it be specific to can you make it specific to an organization, or is just going to be a general response that you can get?
Oh, all right. So that's beautiful, right? And now you can see this. Look at this. Let's look at this together. When you go onto HR, this HR, sorry, internal use.drorlando.com.ng, especially this as for an example, this is specifically for what's it called, for anything relating to standards and framework. Now this is not organization based, but when you now use this, come to HR assistants, all the data that this what's it called, AI agent, this chat system has been trained on is with every standard within A4S organization, within that organization that is being specifically built for. So yes, to answer your question, yes, you can use that to now it now comes it everything boils down to your prompting, because it is your prompting. Don't forget, on this section we said something about customizing and fine-tuning, right? You want to fine-tune that API key, the API you're using. You want to fine-tune that model that you are using, not API. Now you're not fine-tuning API, you're fine-tuning the model that you are calling to serve particular purpose, to not go externally around that purpose. So you will now feed it your own organization information, that whenever a question comes in, you being a generative um what's it called, AI system, you should be able to extract a meaningful information out of this, and then say it in a more natural language, uh like something you can. It's like you asking me today that have you eaten, right? Ask me that have you eaten, I'll tell you no, I have not, but I don't know, I will eat when it is time, right? That's me giving you comprehensively what I feel. Right now, you now want your own agent, your own chat system as well to give you the same thing, the same information, right? When you ask your agent, have you eaten, a normal agent will tell you I have not, no, or will tell you I don't eat. But if you want it to sound more human, it will tell you, oh no, I have not eaten, but I don't know what I will eat. I will eat anytime soon. Don't worry, let me just answer your question first. Do you get? So these are the things. Let me even take us back to the system I said I created for an organization then, right? Those are the things I had to put in place because people will try to check if they are really talking to a live agent or not, right? And how do you undo those questions? So that is with the help of fine tuning, the help of customization. All right. Is that okay?
Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. But right now, this agent right now that is here right now is just going to answer any generic question. I haven't make it specifically for the organization. So I have this set up. I can I can as well reproduce it multiple time I like, right? For anyone that do you understand where I'm going with that? You can reproduce it as much as you want and then make it specifically for anybody that needs it, right? So, but for this agent, let's just ask a generic question. Uh, what are the countries in West Africa? So this should give us a response. Oh, don't bother about this. My clearing action is meant to be after the answer has come into play. You can see the questions are already being represented here. And the time it takes for you to answer as well, it all works with you fine tuning, with you customizing, right? The response time, you don't want it to stay long. For AI, it doesn't stay long for you to answer you. Now look at it. We have the list of the West Africa, but it's adding all of these symbols, right? This is where it comes with fine tuning. This is where you have to undo fine tuning, right? Let me share you the code. I will show you the what's it called, the premier code here. Show you what we have. Yes, I trust the author. Okay, let me go back. Let me load from within. From within. All right. So now let's look at the chat.php. This is where I try to call my function. And then when I call it as well, the API key, I didn't even expose the API key here. I went ahead and put the API key in env file. You can now see my API key, right? Don't worry. And it's not good. I mean, mind you, exposing your API key on a call like that, it's bad. Don't API key is like sensitive. You don't want people to get a hold of your API key and all of that. Just in case you're working with a live API key, a more not open source, right? More secret. Right. So without further ado, I mean we've talked a lot about what we'll be doing today. Now, how are we going to do it? That's now the real questions, right? How are we going to do it? Let's do our own. You just should you they show us your own. You they right. All right, please go ahead, Felix. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so the code you showed to us now, I can see you're using
Yes,
PHP.
yes, please.
Is that what we'll be using? Or is it Python? Because, there was a time we were
Okay.
using Python in most of our practical things.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Oh, how long have you been with how long have you been training with the organization? What training have you done so far?
well, I've not fully been consistent, but the little classes I've joined, we use
Yes,
Python.
Python, right? Okay. Um, Cloud AI, is it? All right. Yes. So now, well, why I was using PHP in this my line of code is because I use that to expose my API key. I'm not using it to customize the model. Right now, we're using it to expose the API key and other backend features, functions as well. All right. You can see this is just to call out the API. Okay, you're getting your API from here. You should put it here and all of that. You can see the chat system. This is the interface, HTML interface that we're seeing, right? So right now, when I start fine tuning, that's when I need to make use of what to call PHP for customizing and fine tuning my what's it called? That's when I need to now call PHP functions, and that will be done outside of this folder, outside of this system. All right. Do you get that?
Okay, okay.
All right. So now it is more like I'm showing you how um you can get your own hands dirty too. Now with this thing I'm showing you, it goes a very long way. What I'm about to show us on the call now goes a very long way. This is what I've been surviving on. When I say surviving, like what you do for a living, right? You build autonomous agents for a living, for organizations and all of that, right? So where do you get now? The secret of it is where you really get the API key. That's like the critical part of it, right? How do you get a free API? How do you get a free model to work with? So that is where I'm taking us to today. All right. Now let me go to openrouter.ai. Okay, that is where where we'll be getting our API key today. Let me do this. Go into the chat room and paste this in. Okay. It is really beautiful that you're on the call. I mean, you've done yourself a big and a very fat favor today, being on the section today. I won't lie to you, because right now, where we're going into is the T, the real deal. All right. So when you come on OpenRouter, you want to create an account, just log in with your what's it called? Your Gmail account, continue with your Gmail, your Google account, and then you're good to go. Right. So when you come on OpenRouter, let's talk about OpenRouter for an example. There are other platforms like OpenRouter, but then I mostly use OpenRouter. Okay. It's a unified interface for LLM, all the large language models, all the AIs out there. Every AI that you're looking at, there are API keys that are running beneath it. Right. So I keep on mentioning API, 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 API. Right. It is API is what? Felix, please. What is API?
Application programming interface. Yes.
Merci beaucoup. Yes. Thank you for that. Right. So it is an interface. It is more like how can we break this down? How can we really break this down? Felix, can you break it down? How API works? Why do we need API?
Okay, so uh API is like it's like a bridge between a client and the backend system. So it's more or less like a connection to expose some functionalities to
Hmm.
to an external party. So in this case now, if there's a functionality for a particular service at the backend
Yes.
side, the
Yes.
API exposes that to somebody that wants that functionality, that want to make use of it. So sort of a bridge somehow.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you so much. That was excellently done. Couldn't have done better. Thank you so much. Right. So that is just it. It is more like you're saying that okay, for you to go here, you have to go through here. Now it is like two rivers, or let's say there is a river. Yeah, let's say there is a river, a wide river, a very wide river. How can you cross over that river? Firstly, you don't have a boat. There is no, let's say there is inexistence of boats around you. So how do you cross over the river? How do you navigate to the other side of the river? Right? So there should be a bridge, a way for you to cross. Right? So now when you are interfacing right now, when I enter this application, this open router, this is just an HTML CSS combined together. This what I'm interfacing with right now is just HTML CSS all combined together. But now let me tell you where they integrate the API key. Now, when I still click, well, let's say I click, or let's say I make a search function, they haven't even, I'll tell you vividly, they haven't even implemented an API yet. When I say I want to search, these things you can do with just JavaScript, right? I don't know if they prefer to call it from an API, from the back end, so that it can interface with the front end. But right now, we can still do this filtering result with JavaScript, which is still the front end language, right? Now, don't get me wrong. We are talking about JavaScript, the vanilla, because when you say JavaScript framework, there's Node and other things there that works with the backend. But yeah, you can still do this with the JavaScript, right? So let's say for model, we want to look for the free models, the free ones, right? Now, what I have to do is just to click on free, and then it brings them out for me, right? So the one I'm using for this application, as you can see in the chat system, you can see Glen 4.5 air free. All right. So that's the one I'm using for this application, and this is it. Okay. But on this section, we'll be using DeepSeek. You can pick from everyone. You can even, check to find the one that really suits you. So I'm going to go with DeepSeek R1, right? We'll be doing this class. We'll be having this section with DeepSeek R1. So let me go to, now you scroll down, you go to the API section. All you have to do is to click on the API section, and then you click on create API. All right. All of this, you might still be interfacing with the front end. We're still not trying to, there's still maybe in that application, in this application, there's still no bridge. When we want to cross the bridge now, you will see. Okay, now you want to cross a bridge. Right now, we want to cross a bridge because we want an API key. To create an API key, just the front end alone cannot create API key. Something has to be happening at the back end. But you don't want to go to the back end and go and be doing that thing yourself, right? You would only want to interface with this landing page, this interface you're looking at. So something is now going to go, an API, right? Is now the bridge that will send your request back to the what's it called? The back end. While the back end gives information, the API will still send it to the front end. Do we get that? Anybody? Do we understand that at all? Now, looking at this for an example, let's just look at this for an example, right? When you, okay, let me go back to the AI system. Okay, Felix, yeah, great. Now, when we look at the AI system, not this, this. When we look at the AI system, you see that when I prompt it, thank you for this. When I prompt it, when I send any request, it takes it time to load, right? At the back end, it is sending information, your request, so it can pick something from the database. Now, API being a bridge, API will be the one to, okay, there is a request right now going on. Let's send in information. All right. So this is how API key works. And then let's just build an interface, and then let's see what we can get out of it. Okay. So now first thing you do is to go ahead and click on create API. So all you have to do is to give it a name. What do you want to call your API? Anybody? So first thing first, before we even go more into creating an API, what do we really want to create? Anybody? Where's my, okay? What do we want to create? What should we create? What do we feel we should create? The games, TV. What do you think we should do? The games. Are you there? Okay.
We should create a generative AI for purposely for education.
Education. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. That sounds great. That sounds great. Jaka, Jakon, Jakonola. Oh, sorry. So I'm so sorry. I'm a Yoruba guy though. I don't know why. Jokonola. Ha, Jesus. Okay, Akinola. What do you think? Do you collaborate with should we go ahead and create what the game said we should create? Akinola, are you there? Josiah, what do you think? Should we go ahead too? Felix.
Yes, Josiah.
All right, great, Josiah.
I'm
Thank
in.
you. All
I'm
right,
in
you're in support. We should just
support.
go ahead and create something for education purposes, right?
Yeah. Yes,
All
sir.
right, and we're going to do that. But then, what do you? Let me now ask you, for educational purposes, in what sense should it be directed or targeted? Should our target audience be the secondary school student, or maybe tertiary institution, or just a general educational knowledge? What do you think we should do?
Uh, I think tertiary, especially those who want to go into AI or something, the prelims, basic
All right.
foundation about AI information to this enable them have a better footing,
All
just
right.
as we are doing now, it should be much easier for them to be able to do that. So
All
I
right.
would like that.
Amazing. Okay, great. Great. And please, I hope we're noting what I'm trying to do here. The first thing you really want to do when you want to build an AI system is to understand the purpose behind it. You want to really understand what you're trying to build. You don't want to just, jump on AI system, or maybe lucky for you, you got a job to build an AI application, and then you are there seated and you jump on it straight up. You want to really ask questions. So that is where we say there are stages. All right. We have the now quality assurance starts from and end any system application you are trying to build. So when I say this stage that we have right now is as well a quality assurance phase. We're making sure that we get all of the information we need. You're getting everything you need to build the application. You want to know the targeted audience. You want to know what application you are meant to build now, right? So when you start developing the interface as well, you want to make sure that your interface is as simple to navigate as possible, right? Let's take this one instance, this one that was built, right? Let's take this one instance. You can see all you have to do is to toggle this, click on a new chart, and then you have a new chart. I mean, new chart. You can see it's simple. It's like something you can relate to. Okay, they are just simple grammars, simple understanding, right? And then you can play with this. You will see directly. You will see this is sent, and we all see this icon that it is attach a document. You can click on it and attach anything from your backend. Okay, attach anything to solve any problem at all from the backend. All right. So that's that on that. You want to make sure that your application, all of these questions, you want to really ask them. It is important. I say this before we go ahead and create the application, the AI system we're trying to do today. Okay. So yeah, that's that for that. Now let's go ahead. Don't forget open router. All right. You've created your account. You are under the settings. Now we want to create the API key. Right. So now we want to give it a name. Let's say uh, educational AI. All right. Let's just say education. Oh, okay. Educational AI. Right. Let's leave it at that. You don't need to set it at any limit if you because we're still at the testing phase. So you need to use a lot of credit, right? When you're working with Microsoft, they are called tokens. But yeah, it's called credit because you have to put in your credit card and then it will take out whenever you prompt, it takes certain amount every minute, every time. Okay, but for now we're using the free one, so you don't need to plug in your credit card or anything, right? You don't need to plug in anything. Just go ahead and then you can get your API key. It is free, right? You don't want to reset the limit or anything. Just leave it at this and click on create. Okay, now this is this is our own new key. This is our own API key now. All you have to do is to copy it. All right. So now we want to build an AI system, but you don't know how to write a line of code. You don't even know how to write any code at all. More like I did here, more for me. I mean, I'm versatile. I know how to do all of these things already. But for you, you're just new to programming. You don't even know how to program at all. So how do you go about it? How do you develop a system as well? Right? So you all know that when you prompt what's it called, ChatGPT to do something for you, it can do it for you perfectly, right? We all know that it can generate a line of code for us. We've experimented with that already. I believe so, right? Anybody in the house that have not experimented with writing code with ChatGPT before? Anybody? Nobody, right? I believe. Great. All right. Great. Okay, so now let's go ahead. For this class, I've loved to use ChatGPT, but there are limitations when it comes to ChatGPT. Like it does not, it is like I said, don't get me wrong. It's not like there are limitations. But yeah, I believe there are limitations when you want to use ChatGPT to write code. It is more like the example I gave about you using a general doctor and a more specified or a specific driven doctors, like a dentist, for an example. You can as well go to the hospital and ask them that your teeth is paining you. My teeth is paining me. What should I do? And then they will tell you, okay, go and use Panadol. Definitely, is telling you from his knowledge, right? But when you go to a dentist, it's going to tell you, okay, all right, let's examine the teeth. Okay, the upper canal, the something canal. I mean, their terminologies, it starts to give you a more comprehensive details. That is you making use of a specified um a doctor to treat you, right? So that is the same thing with ChatGPT as well. ChatGPT has knowledge about everything. Even if you prompt well, you can even get the same answer. More like when you use a proper, a specific chat system for this. Okay, but in our case, we won't bother prompting well or doing anything. Sorry about that.
All right. Please we'll give the trainer a few minutes. I think he had a quick emergency, so please give him a few minutes. He will be joining us back.
Hello, everyone. Please, can we hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We lost your video. Please, you can reshare. Okay, thank you.
Yes. Sorry. What came in? All right. Yeah. So let's go back to what we're trying to do. Right. So I would love everybody to explore Claude Code as well. Now, Claude is mainly and specifically for research and code. Now, when you look at, well, let me show you something. Let me show you something. So I have Claude Code here. Okay, it's not properly configured. Don't worry, just don't bother with that, right? So you can integrate Claude Code with your what it call, with your VS Code, right? And then you can prompt it directly from your VS Code. Let me see this chat assistant continue, right? But then it's not properly configured. So that it will write all your code. It will, but right now I'm not making use of it, right? For some reason. So yes, that's why we'll be using Claude Code. All right. So I'll be making use of Claude Code. That's the link to open Claude Code. Now, what do we want to do? Right? We want to prompt our AI. Don't forget, we already have our API key and we've copied it. I believe so. Have we all copied our API key? Or we're just doing class for now? Guys, are we following practically or we're following for now and we watch later?
I'm following now. But should we
Following
be
for
creating
now.
a name with
Yes, I'm following for now. I'll watch later and do the practical.
All right. It's best you practice. Yes. All right, Josiah. No problem. Please go ahead, Felix.
No, I was saying we are creating one application now. So should we
Yes.
be naming our own application and creating our own API? Or we should use the same thing you're using, like the name of the
No,
application?
please go ahead. You can name it anything. If you have any idea in your mind right now, I mean, it is best you even don't follow what follow everything I'm trying to do. Follow the full step, but follow it in a way where you can even, create something of your own. Do you get? Something that it can be useful to you while practicing, and then you're also creating something that is even more complex. Find a more complex problem to solve. Right now, it's to me doing it now. It's just it's easier for me because I know my ways around it. I've experimented with a lot of difficult problems and all of that. But for you now, you being new to the system, make sure you experiment beyond, right? Try it, as we're going ahead, as I'm showing you what to do, right? Go ahead and experiment with something more difficult. You can have a concept in your head, build that concept. Now, when you face any issue, encounter any problem, you reach out on the call as well. Let's see, tell us that, okay, right now I'm on this place, I've encountered issue, and then we solve it together. Is that okay?
Yeah, thank you. Then also, I wanted to also ask, should we be creating a new key for every application we want to work on? Because I remember there was a time we did a session and we created an API key. I don't know if we can use the same API key for different application that we
The
want to work
section,
on.
was I the one that took the section?
No, I'm not sure you're the one that took the session, but we also went to this open
Open
raft.
router.
to create an API key and all that.
All right. So since it is a free platform, so when we talk about monitoring, you want to make sure that um, you're monitoring each performance of application. So when you have one API that does multiple things across every application, then you're going to have issues to even properly fine-tune or customize your API, customize the work of your model. Do you get that?
Yeah,
But when
that's
you
true.
have a different key, a different API key that does different thing for you, I mean, as you can see here, I have on this account, I have just educational DO3 and all of these things. I believe is for a class I took and all of that. Do you get that now? So
Yes.
that's how it works. You make sure that they are
Okay.
different for every purposes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead. Now let's prompt our agent. What do we really want to do? We want to get an interface. We want an interface, right? We want you to write us a code, but let's make sure that our prompts are fine-tuned. So you are a principal. No, don't let us use principal. You might take it to advanced, but let's use principal. Principal software engineer solely working on the front end development of an application with over 20 years of experience in 2025. I always put in the year because you might have over 20 years of experience in other years. So I want you to give me something latest in 2025. I want you to write me a code for an interface more like uh ChatGPT interface, right? Wanted to write us a code more like ChatGPT interface, and also I have my API key, from open router. Now, you don't want to, maybe you have a job or anything, you got a job, a paying job, and then you paid for an API key, a standard API key, you paid for it. You're not using open source of any kind. Never expose, these are sensitive informations. Never expose it to any AI agent for a faster work or anything. When you're using a free AI agent, they use your model to train what's it called? Their data and all of that. So I can do um a web crawl on this agent. Now I can do like my search, my prompt that would bring out all the API keys that people have exposed. I can get the name of that company. I can get a lot of things from here, right? So that's another way of data bridges and all of that. So you don't want to do that. All right. And I will not be doing that on the call as well. I'm not even going to do that on the call. I just want to make sure that you have that information. Okay. I have an API key from OpenRouter, and my model is, and I just want a straightforward, so I can come here and copy my model anyways. This is free. It can be exposed. My model is this. All right. Connect it using just JavaScript. Now, what I'm teaching right now is not something you want to go out there and start implementing with a paid client. Sorry, a paid organization. Maybe you have someone you're working with, you don't expose anything with JavaScript. You make sure that you call them directly from the backend. All right. So just like I have it here, that's why I took my time to show you this line of code first before going ahead. All right. You can see everything is handled at the back end. But right now on the call, some of us does not know how to, PHP and all of that to write PHP code to even, mess with PHP code. So that's why we'll be making use of just JavaScript so that it can give us HTML line of code that we can run, that it will be able to run perfectly. Okay, because now if we say we want to make use of chats PHP, we want to write a PHP code. Now you need to, if you want to run it directly, you need to install PHP through your terminal and then call the application itself. If you want an environment, you can just download XAMPP control panel and then you have an environment. But all of this is not what we'll be teaching on the call today, right? But yeah, it is good to know. Okay, so let's go back to creating our AI agent. So now I've prompted it, connecting it with JavaScript. Okay, now that's it. Okay, let's see. Let's wait till it give us an interface and then we can roll with it. So now it is designing an interface for us. All right, so now one thing we did not do, we forgot to do, is that we need to specify what we are really trying to do, what our application is all about. Our application is about education, right? Educational purposes. And we want to focus mainly on how the usage of AI, according to Josiah said, that how it will be easier for a tertiary institute student to really navigate what Josiah here on the call. I hope I'm quoting you right. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Hello.
So that's one thing I did not do. We can hear you. Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, hello, this is Mohammed.
Hi, Mohammed. Please go ahead.
Yeah, please, I said, can you please give us copy the prompt for us so that we will
Okay.
later reframe it and practice.
Okay. Please reframe it better. Okay. And
Okay.
also, don't forget me mentioning that you just don't want to expose your API key, expose everything, your model, your API key through JavaScript. When we do that, you are going to see it as well here, right? We are going to see it. I will load the application and then you will see what I'm really talking about. But right now, let me just copy this and right. Okay. Okay. All right. I was hoping for the to see the interface, but then it's not coming out. Let's just look at our code right here, right now. Let's see where our API key is. Now, this is our API key. This is where our API key should be. Or let's see, do we call it from anywhere above before now? Give API key. Now, okay, this is where we are going to put in our API key. All right. All right. So let's copy this. Let's copy to see the interface that we've been able to come up with. Okay. Let's copy this and let's click on copy. You want to now go to your file. So there's something you can do right now. You don't even need to. You don't need to have VS Code install or anything, right? Just in case you don't have VS Code install and you still want to see what you've been able to do, right? All you have to do is to go to any page on your application. So for me, I'll be going into document. So my document, I want to create a new chart. All right. And I want to call it educational AI. Let me do AI. Okay. I'm calling my educational AI. All right. Okay. Sorry. This is a folder. I want to create a new file rather. Well, I need to create a new file. Let me delete the folder. I don't need a folder. I need a file. So you want to go ahead and click to create a file, new, then you go to text. And in your text, you want to go educational dash AI dot HTML. It is important you add this at the back. It is important you add that. Oh, okay, wait. I was meant to have that, but now let's copy and paste the code. Let me save my code. I'm coming. Let's change what it should open with. Okay. I'm coming. I want to remove the reason for using. Give me a minute. Or do we all have VS Code installed?
Yes.
We all have VS Code installed.
Yes.
Is that everyone? If we don't, please let me hear us. Let me just hear anything. Just say anything.
I
We
don't.
don't
I
have
don't.
VS Code
We
installed.
have,
We
I don't
don't.
have this.
Okay.
I,
Josiah, you do not. Charles.
Yes, I just got a new system. So
Okay.
Yeah, I
Hello,
have
Charles.
VS Code installed. Yes, I can hear you. I have VS
All
Code
right.
installed.
All right. Great. Great. Okay. Joy, you do not. All right. So let's see how we can bridge that gap. I'm trying to create a new file so that our file will not use text. I want it to use HTML. Sh-
You can use a notepad, sir. Can you use a notepad? Everybody that has a Windows PC, there's notepad inbuilt. Can use a
okay.
notepad.
All right. My notepad, we can use notepad plus plus. Do you have notepad plus plus, everybody?
The
Okay.
normal
You know
notepad
what?
will still work, sir. The
Class.
normal will still work.
Okay. All right. You know what, class? Downloading VS Code is not difficult, right? Just go onto what's it called? Just type in VS Code and then come here. This is it. Download for Windows or install for. It is straightforward. It's just an application on your system. It's like you download every other application you can see, and then you click on download. When you click on download, this is the download button right here. If it is not, when you click on download, if it has not started downloading, that's the download button right there to as well download. So it's just straightforward, and then you open the application and then you start typing in. All right, it's just that simple, straightforward application. So right now, let's say let's create a new folder. Let's call it educational AI. So I want to open my folder with I want to go show more and open my folder with VS Code. All right. And in my folder, I want to create a new file called educational AI.html. So the file extension is very important. You want to make sure you add the file extension to it. And then at the end of the section, we'll be having an homework. An homework in the sense that you want to create a system application just like this. You can see this. We can all see this. This is more, when creating this, is more like ChatGPT interface as you have it. Is that not correct? Am I right?
Yes, it is.
All right, great. So you want to do the same thing just by prompting. Me, I took my time to write out the code, but then you can just prompt and get exactly the same thing. Just make sure if it is my prompt you're going to follow, fine tune it to the best. You can even give it to an AI to help you to fine tune the prompt itself. All right, so yeah. That being said, let's just go ahead and okay, this is not HTML, this is HTM. Where is the hell? All right, now we have HTML, so we can now go paste it. All right, and some people might prefer to use index dot.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
some people might prefer to use index.html. Hello, someone is saying something.
No, go on. It was your intention that we correct before.
Oh, the me using index.
No, you typed HTM before the L was not there.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Who is that?
Felix.
That who was that, please? That was Felix.
Yeah, Felix.
All right, thank you so much. All right. So yeah, now you must be accustomed to using index.html, which is great. When you say index, index is like ground zero. That's what index means. So that's like a general naming convention they give to most application. But in our case, you can use as anything. You can use any word as possible. So right now we'll be using educational dot dash AI dot html for this solution, right? So now let's go to where we have our API, where it asks us to put in our API key. All you have to do is to plug in your API key. You can see all of the information it will ask you. How are you doing today? Ask me anything and I will answer you. Right. But then let's see where we are going to plug in our API. So mostly we said it should expose our API key in the script language, which is the JavaScript, and it is below here. So JavaScript is embodied with script. When you're working with JavaScript, is it that you have JavaScript.js? Is that you have a file.js where you can now call it, right? Or you can just, open it out here. You can put it in the body, the top of the body, or below the closing body. All right. So in this case, we have it below. So now let's put our API key here. So let me go right here and plug in our API key. So my API key, this is my own API key, right? So you put in yours, and then we're good to go. All right, our application is ready. But now let's see the interface. Let's see what we're really working with. Okay. So one thing you want to do is what? So there are different ways you can even see your application at work. You can go back to your what's it called? After you've Control S, you've saved that file. You can go back to the file, open it, and copy the parts. Come here, copy the parts. Copy as parts. You can see it. Copy the part. Go to your browser. go on your browser and then paste the part in the search box. Okay, sorry about that. You have to open this, right? So this is a way, this is the application that it has been able to generate for us. All right, are you with me? I mean, this looks good. This even looks better than my application I was creating, right? Don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here it exposed our in the settings function. So if you know how to navigate yourself through the what's it called? Through the um through line of code, you can as well come here. So this is a toggle panel for settings. You can just come and let's comment it out. Let's see what we have. So now we've commented that out. Let's do a refresh. Okay, so now when you click now, there's nothing goes ahead to open, so that nothing is being exposed. Now, mind you, it's not that our API is not being exposed, because when you come to the source, when you come to elements, you can see all your API keys. Let's go ahead and see that. Let's go to our script. You can see your API key being exposed out here. So I can go ahead and even use your API key. If it's a paid one, I can go ahead and use it. You can see the difference. All right, so it is dangerous. You don't want to do that. All right, so now for us, now let's try to check if our API key or our model that we've been able to come up with is really working perfectly. Okay, now let's prompt it. Hello, okay, let me see. Hello chat. Now AI is thinking. It's taking longer. What kind of thinking is this? Provides return error. I'm coming. There's uh okay, this is not our, sorry. Okay, now just I want to troubleshoot it, but then most of us might not be familiar with some line of code. Now you're done, you've got an error, your API key is properly set up. What you want to do is to go ahead to your agents. What's it called? Where's our cloud code? Right? When I plug in, when I plug in my API key, it is not working properly. It is not working. Now you can go ahead and tell it the error. It is showing. Now this is with the help of generative AI. You see, everything is possible. You can as well get your solution to the problems with generative AI. So let's copy this. And then you paste it in. I know our time is fast spent. We are 12 minutes behind, but let's make sure we solve our problem first before we leave. I've updated the code to undo the error, right? Now error will be helpful, invalid, no credit limit. Did you add the base URL? Let me copy the base URL from one of my code. Base URL. Okay, just this. Now you can get your base URL just in case the base URL is a problem. You have the base URL for open router which is right. I hope you are still with me. Are you following? Do we have the same issue? Anybody that is following, do you have the same problem as well? Do you encounter the same issue? You're absolutely
Uh,
right. I did not add. Okay. Let me add some additional debugging so to see. Here is what you should do. Right? Enter your API key, click test function. Oh, okay. We have the interface here even. Right? But then let's copy this. We want to make sure that we undo everything like a professional that we are. So we want to come here, we want to, you know, copy all of that and paste a new line of code. So you want to go back to your API key. Let me go ahead to see our API. Okay. Um, all right, so we want to go ahead. Let's see my API key again. Where is it? Here is it. All right, so that's my API key. And where's our interface again? All right, so let's reload this. Our setup is still showing. Let's open it. Let's save the configuration. Okay. Now let's prompt hello. Let's see what we have. We're using the free one, are we not? The model is available. I believe we had. Okay. Give me a minute. All right, you see what? I'm coming. Give me a minute. Let's go ahead to create a new API key. Let me call it test for an example. I just want to know if there's a problem in me copying my API key. I went here directly to copy. I didn't copy anywhere else. So that's one thing. So you want to make sure that that is checked. And what model are we using? So we're using R5. Now let's go ahead to check other model. Let's use another one. Let's leave DeepSeek alone. Let's use this one for an example. Right? Let's use Coin. Okay. So now let's copy this. Let's highlight this and paste in the new API key we got. And our model is what? Our new model is what? This. All right. So that's a wrap. Now let's see what we are interfacing with. Okay. Now let's reload. Hello, chat. Before we do that, let's see what we have. I hope I'm not lagging. I hope the system is not lagging for you.
No, it's not lagging.
All right, great. I'm coming. So yes, I said there are various ways we can do this. So you can install an extension as well. I have an extension here that can run live, or you can even come here and copy the parts. You can say copy part and then it will open part for you. Okay. Hello, chat. What's going on? Okay, let me see. Go ahead and still enter your API key. We did not even ask it to do this for us anyways, but it decided to create a new one. So let's make use of it. Let's test the connection. Says it will tell the exact error. Provision status, full response, error, provide returns, DeepSeek is temporary rates, limit, upstreaming, please retry shortly or add your current API key integration. Yeah. Oh, okay. Uh, DeepSeek is the one with the issue, but right now we've changed that, but we have to as well change it in our settings. Don't worry, we did not even ask this guy to even do all of that for us. Okay. So in your own prompting, make sure you tell it to exclude. Let me even tell it, right? Uh, exclude the setting way of testing the API key. I want to connect everything using my JavaScript. Okay. Felix, you said you're following earlier. You said you're practicing along. Is there anyone you're facing issue with? Are you encountering the same issue we're facing as well? Is it bringing the same thing for you?
Not yet. I've not actually gotten to. I was actually
Oh,
prompting slightly differently using mobile approach.
using what?
I'm kind of prompting it to work in a mobile approach, not
A
a
desktop, right?
the desktop application like this.
You are really into the mobile. You like mobile first.
Yeah.
That's very good. All right, let's wait for it to do it thing so we can go ahead and test our model again. Who is asking you to put all of these things? All this AI with overdo. Anyways, okay, I space that thing again. Okay, sorry. All right. So for us now, there's a lot of the request it's fetching API key open. Okay. Okay. All right, not bad. So let's use Quine. We use Quine and then let's plug in our new API key. Our new API key is what? This. Okay. Let's go back to the live section. All right. Ready? Hello, chat. Just hello chat. What if I now ask you heavy questions? You have to take the whole year to think. So that's the limitation with open source, all these free API models and all of that. But then you can query the time it takes to get that information. You can set a limit for the time it takes to get that information. All of these things can be implemented. We are still waiting for a response though. Ikweku, sorry, it should not take as long as that. Hello, chat. You're thinking too much. Now let's go ahead. When I questioned it, when I send a prompt like hello chat, it is not giving me a reply. Right? Okay, we are asked to check our console to see what we have. Do we get model response? Sending request to open router. It's still sending request to open router. So let's go ahead and reload that. Hello chat. Okay, we have check browser console for details. 500 internal error. Okay,
Okay.
are we still with me? Are we still in class though? So this phase is called troubleshooting phase.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You're
Hello.
going easy, right? Thank you.
All right. So what we have right here, according to errors that we have that we've gotten so far, is still telling us that we are exposing our API through the front end, which I have. I think I have a couple of times been on the section and showed exposing it through the front end. Why not using the back end at all? Right? So, but right now, you see what? Let's say, uh,
Hello.
hello, are you with me?
Fine, boss. Is that? No,
Oh,
no, no, no.
all right. Let's use, let me go. Sorry, I never wanted to take as much time as this. When you're using all this AI, what's it called, to prompt your model. Okay, let me ask ChatGPT the same question we asked. Let's see what we're going to get. So right now we're not using DeepSeek anymore. We're now using Coin. Okay, this one is using React. We don't want React, we want HTML and CSS. So we'll tell it to stop right there. Why we want HTML, CSS, JavaScript for this, not okay. Let's just go ahead and see for this. Normally, I would have called the API using language, maybe PHP, Node, or anything like that, right? But right now, I want to show us what is possible because we've seen what is possible with um, the code I showed earlier. We've seen what is possible with this. All right, so sorry. Let me show that again. We'll see what is possible with this. We've seen chats.php. We've seen how we can call the model directly using the interface of this. So this is one part. Another part is maybe you just want to show it to your client. You're on a section and then you just want to really show a preview of what you're building. Okay. Where is the code now? Set 9 skinny com. Cannot see anything. Okay. We're 30 minutes past the time, but apologies. Let's make sure that we get this out of the way before we go ahead. All right. I believe this. Now, security note, this page send your API key from your browser directly to Open Router. Only use key you trust and avoid pasting secret. Pasting secret in public environment. Now, you can read that this is going to be a public environment. Only use the keys that are what? Only use an environment that is more secure, right? In that sense. So for here, let's do index. Let me create another note. Let me just call it index.html. Okay, and let me use this in. So we can have two. Let me go ahead and add my API key, right? Log. To go to the variable that calls our API key. Is our API. Okay. Sorry, please. I'm looking for the API. The variable that call our API. That's what we're looking for right. const API train. Yeah. So really, I will add the variable myself, but let's for you let the okay. Did you add the variable for our API key to plug our API key right in the code? It is provided. Okay, it is being exposed directly to all these people. I don't know who is sending them job to do. But yeah, let's go back to. I think it has something to do with our prompt, how we prompted the whole thing, the whole system to do certain things. That's exposing that at the front end of the application. I hope we're following. I hope we're still with me. Let's just solve this real quick and then we're good to go. I just want to make sure that we get it to work. All right. Hello. Open router. Make sure that your application, you're prompting. In my prompting, there I believe there was a place that stated that they should expose it somehow. All right. There's something there that stated that it should be exposed in my prompting. So when you're using the prompting, make sure that you fine tune all of that. Okay. I think they are reading meaning to it that you have to. Okay. All right. So let's prompt it. Hello chat. Even printing open router is processing instead of doing, but all of this is due to your prompting. So you have to work
Hello.
on what you prompt. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I think the problem we are facing is we've not specified whether it should it should expose the key or it shouldn't, and therefore it gives us what can.
It gives us what?
It gives us what it predicts.
I did not get that.
I mean, we haven't specified in our prompt that
Okay.
the key shouldn't be exposed.
Okay.
I think that's one of the problem.
All right. But in this exercise, we are trying to expose the vertical so that I can show you the interface using JavaScript. Like, just you want to show an application real quick without plugging into the backend and all of that and a backend system. More like we have it um, for this one as an example, right? This is plugged in using PHP in its backend system. As you can see on the scripting language, you'll not be able to see any the API key. The API key is called directly from PHP. All right. And even the key is even saved in a .env file. So right now I'm trying to show us what is possible using JavaScript. That's what we're trying to do right now. Okay. Is that okay, or do I not get you correctly? Time is fast spent. Give me a minute. Let's just troubleshoot. Normally, you should troubleshoot using your line of code and all of that. But then I want to get us to work with an AI, what's it called? All these AI application so that we can see what they offer as well. Okay. And now what I really want is an interface that I can interact with, like ChatGPT interface, and I can connect not displaying how to connect the okay, let's say once I connect the interface, once I connect the API key from the JavaScript, it will work. Okay, once I connect from the JavaScript, I can use it then to chat the system and get response from it. Okay. Let's see what we have differently now. Obviously, what's it called? Claude interface. This is Claude interface, and the ChatGPT own. Which one are we going to say is the best, though? This is the ChatGPT interface. Let's reload it so that we can have everything fresh and good. What do you think? When it comes to styling, what do we think?
GPT is the best for styling. Like, yeah.
I think so. I think so too. I mean, it's the same prompt we gave the first one and the other one. But then, when you really want to work on complex code, complex application, you really want to use Claude. Claude is going to handle it perfectly, right? But yeah, I think
I've actually
let's
done
run this again.
what I did there. I'm getting response. I've been following.
You're
So
getting response.
yes.
Okay. Why are
Let
we
me share my screen so that you see what I.
okay? Give me a minute. I'll allow you to share your screen. I believe you did not use our prompt because our prompt keys keep exposing the API on the front end.
So I just say let me use the same prompt. So I just added the key on the front end and saved it and continue with the prompting and it was responding.
All right, please send in your prompt to the group. Let's see.
Okay, I'll send it
Yes.
then. This is what I used. I just dropped the prompt I used.
Okay. Fail to load OpenAI. I don't understand that. Why are you failing to load OpenAI? All right, so let's see. That's Felix. All right, the same. Okay. And what is your code? Can you share your code here?
Okay.
Yes. Great.
Yes. Just a moment.
This section is not for software development. I would have preferred I show how all of this could be handled with your own custom code, such as what I have.
I'm trying to place my code on the chatbot. I think the limits, I've exceeded the limit. I think
It's
it's
a
just
lot.
one tab. Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. Can you send it as a file? The
Okay.
file that you have. Just want to run it from here so that we can all see what you have.
Okay, let me export it.
Is anybody trying it out as well? Has anybody tried it? Anybody? Okay. Nobody.
Hello, sorry, can you hear me? It's like my network knocked me off. Hello.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are still here with you. Yes.
Okay,
Go ahead,
sorry, my
please.
network knocked me off. Let me send the file.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
sorry. I just dropped the file now.
Okay. Want to input from the interface. I want to add my key from the script you will provide. I only need an interface to chat the AI system and get a response. Okay. All right. Okay. Are we done downloading? Sorry, let's this be done so that we can check the interface if it works properly, and then we go ahead and we try it out. Okay. So that we can know that one works. You can know that it is possible. Only checking out for the possibility right now. All right, let's copy the code. You can just double click and open it to open directly. So this is your line of code. You connected your API key as well from the backend.
No, I just added it here directly, but I want to fine tune and add it to the backend. But this is the one I sent now. I added it here directly.
Directly, okay?
Yeah,
All right. Let me add it here directly. But then we're not calling. What model do you choose?
that's
Or the model does
GPT
not matter.
4 4.0.
All right.
Is that
Okay.
GPT 4 I used?
All right. Hello. Oh, great. Let's say, let's get an information like where is Nigeria? Sorry. Where is Nigeria on the map? Oh no, I need. Okay, yeah. Nigeria is located in the. Great. It is a border between. All right, amazing. Now let's see your line of code. Let's see. Open. This is not yours, is it? Okay, this is it. Okay. Open AI model. Okay.
Mr. Singer,
Now,
please.
class, we all have. Yes, I know the time. I know. So we all have is what to call it's code. All right. Go ahead and do your own research. Do your own workings. You have the prompt. You have a code that works. Now you can see that what we're doing on the section works. Right. Go ahead and fine tune. Do your best research. And if you have any problem, I bet you can as well reach out to me, and then we can find the solution together. And thank you so much for this, Felix.
Sorry,
You're
before we
showing
go,
today.
can I wanted to ask a question.
Oh, go
Just
ahead, please.
quickly. So, like what we have now, if someone wants to fine tune it and all that, so how do you go about that aspect of fine
All
tuning
right.
the? Yeah.
All right. So that's where you need the knowledge of what's it called Python, right? So we use what we call Python, the language Python, to fine tune your prompts. They are just prompting. It is more like you're telling it what to do at every turns in time. So with your AI system, which one do you use for this? Is it Cloud Code or
Yes, cloud.
all right. So you don't even need to write any line of code. Just state what you want. So that is why we did. That's why I took my time to ask questions like, for this agent, what do you really want to do with it? What is the information you want it to say, and all of that. So now just go ahead, prompt it to tell you to give you a structural fine-tuned. Now you state the reason why you're building the agent, what you want it to do, the chat application, what you want it to do, and all of that, right? And then you can now get your this a straightforward thing, right? Using those AI. But then if you want to now fine-tune, let's say you have externally, you want to fine-tune to add maybe your own library of knowledge. Maybe you're working with a client and then they have histories of longer than 20 years and all of that. So you can now go ahead and tell it that you have a document, but don't upload the document. Nobody is telling you to upload any document. Make sure that the document you have, you're telling it that you want to plug this document in that application. So it's just more like that. And then you get your final result. Is that okay?
Okay. Thank you very much.
But if you have any issues, fine tuning, let's look at it together. You
All
reach
right.
out to me.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I was hoping to show, but then we were able to show what is possible. Thank you, Felix, again. Thank you once again for that. So we're able to show what is possible. It's the same process. It is nothing of a big deal. That's place you get your what to call your API key from. You plug it, and then you get your answers and your results out. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope to see you all again. Merci beaucoup. And yes, if you let me do something real quick, if you permit me on the call. So because the section was a bit time taking, I believe it was meant to be straightforward. It took a lot of our time. So this is my WhatsApp number. Oh no, let me edit that again. Sorry, let me edit that. Let me give you my work number. So you might just click on it. You're going to take it to my WhatsApp. So if you have any question regarding that, if you want to explore better and all of that, so Felix, we can keep on with the conversation. All right. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time being on the call. All right. Cheers. Please take over.
Thank you.
All right. Everyone, please let's appreciate the trainer. Let's appreciate the trainer. Thank you so much, Mr. Bringer. It was really great. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. A recording of this session would be posted on the group, and also the material will also be posted subsequently. And I hope you all feel the attendance form and the feedback. Thank you so much, everybody. See you again next month, the last Friday, and all the recordings and materials will be shared. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.